All right, welcome to Anatomy of an Ad Campaign, a new podcast brought to you by IMA, the Philly region's preeminent B2B marketing firm. And this is a show where we take a great campaign and dissect it to see what made it work. By understanding the anatomy of great campaigns, by tapping into their DNA, you'll have what you need to surgically elevate your own campaigns from good to amazing. And in this first episode, we'll be examining one of the greatest campaigns of all time, Nike's Just Do It. All right, let's get out the scalpel. We're going to dissect this in 5 steps. Step 1, the tagline. 3 words, just do it. On paper, it's almost nothing. It's so simple, so basic. Not a single fancy word in the bunch. Plus, it's vague. It has nothing to do with sneakers or sports or anything directly specific to Nike. Yet, it's one of the most powerful and successful taglines in the history of advertising. Why? Because Just Do It bypasses logic entirely and goes right to the heart. And it commands the heart to take action. It tells you, stop thinking, stop hesitating, stop negotiating with yourself, and just move. Nike captured motivation itself. They distilled a universal human tension, the gap between desire and action, and liberated people with just 3 words. That's more than a tagline. That's inspiration reduced down to its purest form. Step 2. The brand promise. Now, underneath every great tagline is something deeper, the brand promise. A brand promise is the specific value a brand commits to delivering, whether emotionally, functionally, or both. The tagline is what the audience sees, but the brand promise is the idea that sits underneath it. It's invisible to the consumer, but it sets the foundation for everything. For Nike, the brand promise is this: empowerment through athletics. Okay, so that sounds less than groundbreaking, but think about how much psychological work that brand promise is doing. Ever heard of the Whitehall studies? It was this landmark investigation of around 17,000 British workers who were examined to see if there were any links between their social position and their health outcomes. Turns out there were, big time. Employees with low job control had significantly higher stress and up to 3 times higher risk of cardiovascular disease. Further studies substantiated this, supporting the importance of autonomy in psychological frameworks from Maslow's hierarchy of needs through self-determination theory. Empowerment is the antidote to low autonomy. It's liberation. Nike's deal is a promise to deliver that liberation through athletics. Now consider how broad that is. For a high school track star who hopes to play for her college team, that's one thing. For a 68-year-old guy with a heart condition who just wants to take back control of his health, that means something else altogether. Either way, the promise that Nike offers is exactly what you need. The call to action: just do it. Other brands like Reebok, Adidas, New Balance, whatever, they're selling sneakers. Nike is opening a door to who you want to become. Step 3, the psychology. We touched on Maslow a minute ago. Now we're going to dive a little deeper. And this, by the way, is where most brands fall apart. Because a brand promise doesn't live in a conference room, it lives out in the culture, and more specifically, it lives in the minds of the audience. Nike and Wieden+Kennedy understood something critical. People don't buy products as much for what they do as for what those products reflect. Think about it. People wear Nike not just because they're great sneakers, though they are. They do it because when you wear Nike, you're signaling qualities that you hold: confidence, belonging, discernment, aspiration. That's the psychological play. And Nike tapped into something even deeper: agency. The idea that you're not stuck, that you can act, that you can change your trajectory. Here's Dan Wieden himself, along with Liz Dolan, the former marketing chief at Nike.
I think what happened, and it was sort of like a lot of things in life, is sometimes it's the most inadvertent things that you don't really see that are, people started reading things into it much more than sport.
I think they were amazed and delighted, but they would admit totally shocked at just the impact it had.
I think it's a good thing to live by.
Well, let's do it.
Let's make it seem like anyone can do this, you know.
It kind of kicked me in the pants to, get, rejuvenated with my career.
Just do it. Do what you want.
People were applying it to just everything they had been putting off or procrastinating about or avoiding dealing with. I had women writing to us saying, I finally left the bum. They were like getting divorces based on the Just Do It slogan.
I started getting letters from people that had been having emotional problems or all sorts of issues where somehow this line and this way of looking at the world meant something much deeper than what we were even talking about,
When your marketing strategy becomes a cultural movement that millions of people rally around, you're operating at another level, a level that transforms a successful company into a multi-billion-dollar company. Step 4, the 4 corners test. So I have this test called the 4 corners test, and it goes like this. If a brand is good, it nails 3 of the corners. Think of a stool. With 3 corners, you can stand solid. But if you nail the 4th corner, you're in rare air. You're among the best of the best brands. And these corners are vetted as questions. Okay, here we go. Question 1. Is it different? I mean, we're talking about Nike here, abso-freaking-lutely. In the 70s and 80s, athletic brands focused on product features, materials, performance, longevity. Moreover, they focused on products. Nike focused on empowerment, personal achievement through athletics. That was a radical shift. Question 2, is it compelling? Yes, because it arrests your attention by tapping into that universal tension. Everyone has something they're putting off. Everyone has a vision for what should be their lives. And everyone has doubt about getting there. Just Do It taps into that. It challenges, it provokes, and it motivates. Question 3, is it credible? Once again, an emphatic yes. Nike had earned a reputation in the 70s for their waffle trainer, which was beloved by joggers. Farrah Fawcett wore Nikes on Charlie's Angels, which gave them the nickname the Farrah shoe. Then, in the 80s, they invested in the celebrity endorsement of Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, all respect to Wilt and LeBron, and they created the massively popular Air Jordan sneaker. So yeah, they walked the walk. Finally, question number 4, and this is the big one. Does your audience see its best reflection in your mirror? Few brands can reach this level, but Nike did. When you walk into a store and buy Nikes, you take a step in the direction of the person you want to be. The mirror reflects what you could get to, your next level. And any doubt you have about reaching it can be chased back with 3 simple words. Just do it. Step 5, the results. So, just how big an impact did this campaign make for Nike? Well, let's look at the numbers. At the time of this writing, Nike's market cap is at almost $200 billion. Nike's market share is almost 39%. To put that in perspective, Nike controls more of its category than Amazon does e-commerce. Wow. And Nike's Fortune 500 rank is number 88, the highest among any athletic apparel company by a wide margin. That's not just success, that's dominance. As for the campaign itself, in 1999, Advertising Age compiled its list of the greatest advertising campaigns of the 20th century. Nike's Just Do It ranked 4th. 4th. But honestly, the measure of this campaign's impact is beyond even those rankings. It's beyond clear market leadership or revenue to the tune of hundreds of billions. It's this. Close your eyes. Now, what's the first Just Do It ad or commercial you think of? Is it Bo Knows? Is it Charles Barkley's I Am Not a Role Model? Is it Walt Stack, the 80-year-old jogger? Is it Colin Kaepernick? Is it Jordan and Spike Lee? Is it the little girls pleading, if you let me play? That last one is my personal favorite. Point is, when you hear Just Do It, you don't think of a commercial. You think of countless commercials, not to mention billboards, print ads, logos on athletes across generations. You think of a campaign that has been in your life, changing with the times for as long as you can remember. You have memories of Nike from when you were 10 years old, 16, 23, 35, and on and on. You think of a continuing presence, a series of empowering messages that have imprinted on our culture literally for decades. The greatest campaigns don't just sell products and drive revenue, they weave themselves into the very fabric of their customers' lives. And if you can capture and replicate even a fraction of what Nike did, you'll take your brand to the next level. All right, that's it. Thank you for listening. We have more episodes of Anatomy of a Campaign in the works. Want to know about them when they drop? Well, then follow us on Spotify or subscribe on YouTube. Until next time.